Would you buy a four-door 911? That's what Porsche thought when they named the Panamera, the second half of the Carrera name, named after the 1950 race, the Carrera Panamericana. So does the Panamera live up to the reputation that the 911 did as a Carrera and really hold its value as the true sequel? I'm Alex, and this is Going Nowhere. We're in a Porsche, a 2019 second gen Porsche Panamera GTS. Now, the Panamera actually gets its name similar to the Carrera, actually as the sequel to the Carrera, from the race that it derived from. So you have the Carrera Panamericana, which was a race that started about south of Texas all the way to a border town near Ecuador, I believe, in the 50s. This was one of the harshest races anybody could get. And it started from amateurs all the way to professionals in a span of only 4 years. And it became known as the deadliest race, killing 27 people along the way. It was a rigorous test, and the Carrera, the 911 that we all know and love, was named after it at the beginning, the Carrera Panamerican. Now, the Panamerican name was shortened, and thus you have the sequel to the 911 as the four-door sports car Porsche has been trying to develop forever, which is now the Panamera. Porsche actually started developing this since the 50s, technically, but they really didn't get into it until about the 2000s, when the market was getting more popular with the BMW M5, the S-Class, Audi as well, and the long lineups that they were including. So the market that ultimately Porsche was actually following was the China market. It just is meant to basically serve the purpose of trying to fill that gap for, if we get a sports car, can we get a 911? And your significant other says no. And then you said, okay, well, how about the Panamera? It's 4 doors, it suits our needs, and it has a V8 that produces over 450 horsepower if you have the GTS or the turbo. And what that translates to is Porsche V8 goodness. Yeah, really, that V8, oh, you just hear it grunting and it just makes such a great sound. Yeah. The Panamera offers a whole range of powertrains, starting from the base model's 325 horsepower V6 turbo, all the way to the turbos line 4-liter V8 twin turbo offering a whopping 541 horsepower. All models equipped with the 8-speed PDK. The 0 to 60 of each model ranges from about 5.5 seconds to 3.5 seconds, depending on which model you choose. So far, there kind of aren't a lot of negatives with this car. It's a Porsche twin turboed V8 4-door family car that is a grocery getter, and it kind of goes everywhere. Not to mention, like, if you have lunch or dinner with a client and you're pulling up to this, you don't not look successful, right? It's squirrel. Good brakes. That's squirrel. I just saved the squirrel. Thank you, Panamera. These anti-lock brakes are really nice. All right, if you drive a Panamera, our gear's good. You'll save some squirrel lives. There you go. It's a great value car. That being said, a very good value on the secondhand market, because depreciation is the ultimate con for this car. It does not hold its value well at all. So when this car rolled off the assembly line, it was probably north of $150,000 for a 4-door Porsche with a V8. For a base model, not the GTS, for a base model, I found these regularly on AutoTrader for sale in the 30s. And yes, you don't get the twin turbo V8, but you do get, oh my God, there's another squirrel. You don't get the twin turbo V8, but what you do get is a twin turbo V6. And even if it isn't this V8, you're still gonna have a lot of fun with that V6 PDK. And then on top of that, you pretty much get the same interior, the space, and they just look as good. The V8 one is gonna be, I think, something that people are gonna be looking for when these start becoming in that classic era. Fast forward, save this video. In 20 years, this is going to be a classic. And not this one, I would say the Sport Touring, or I guess the Gran Turismo. That is the best looking one out of these Panameras. And I think because they only sold it for the second generation, they don't even offer it for the third generation right now. The shooting brake Panamera, that is gonna be equivalent to the E30 wagon that everybody loves as well. And you get just so much value out of it right now. We're switching this to Sport Plus. It's it's just a whole nother ball game on this thing. It's amazing. It just, the way that it lowers itself so then you can get a better center of gravity really does make a huge difference, because I could throw it in this curve right now, downshift, put my foot right here on the gas, exit right out of it, and then it just makes it seem effortless right now. It's just cutting these corners like a hot knife on butter. It's just so good. Why would you want to buy anything else if you could find this for a used car price that is completely bonkers? And not only that, but again, this is an everyday car. So this goes from like boring office commute to like really weekend warrior. Instead of that SUV and then going camping and stuff like that, you know, kids are asleep, early in the morning, go ahead, get outside, get your coffee, and see that, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. These brakes, I know they work well because I almost hit that squirrel and I didn't. Oh man, this in the corners, it just puts a smile right on your face. All right, let's take a little break from the adrenaline and then pull over and look at some of the interior features and exterior features that the Panamera offers. One of the features I actually just discovered is something really simple, but they have soft closing doors. That's kind of cool. The Panamera offers tons of tech, but I think there's one burning question most people will want to know. Can the Panamera fit golf clubs, a full set, inside the trunk easily? And the answer is yes, and that's with my camera gear also. That's nice. When the Panamera rolled out, they really wanted to market it as something that had a lot of tech to show what Porsche offered at that time. And there's a ton of stuff on here that you can kind of navigate through. Assists, it comes with a lot of different areas. I would say that the climate control, really nice, keeps me chilly. But the car, you do have this nice little Panamera right here so you can remember what you're driving. And it also has chassis height, so then you can have adjustable suspension and then see how you can lift your car if you want to get a little higher or go completely low because you want to go fast. I think the only things that you'll probably use on here is navigation and then maybe adjusting the drive settings. But there's just a lot of stuff. I don't really care about it. I just want to make sure that it runs for the most part. Plus, if you have these adjustable things, it kind of does it automatically if you switch it to sport mode or sport plus. And then you can really hear that exhaust. You can go ahead and adjust your spoiler as well if you want to. I'm kind of annoying, so I think I would actually leave the sport exhaust system on for the most part. Steering wheel, basic steering wheel, but I do think that this is one of the best looking steering wheels out there. Absolutely believe that. Having this module here so you can have your individual sport or sport plus settings is really nice. Super easy to just kind of turn that wheel. And the best feature, cup holders. So the cup holders, again, that is the worst part about the 911 because I hate the cup holders on a 911 so much because it has that dumb thing that you have right here that you have, and then you can't put a water there because it's gonna spill all the time. You have an actual cup holder here, and that's what I wanna see, because if it's me and my Stanley mug, I need to have it for easy access. Regardless of all the tech and technology that's in this car, it's just very well put together. I really like the design overall of how everything looks. I would also say just it's simplistic, minimalistic. It's gonna stand the test of time. It does have a sport chrono, the GTS as well, which is a nice feature, but no one ever really uses it for track. You only really use it when you're clocking the barista to see how much time you're in the drive-through lane. These cooled seats are really nice on a hot day. I do like these sport seats as well. I think that they add a really nice touch. They're something that's really comfy. Alcantara headliners. I will say, these sunroofs are really nice. Being able to kind of open this up, although it's really hot today, so I'm gonna probably leave it closed. Huge sunroof. I'm gonna close that. I don't want that open right now. It's just too hot. These seats, they're pretty adjustable in every single way. I think the seats have more options than my 2015 4Runner does, and the whole car in general. And I really like these flappy paddles on the steering wheel. They don't feel cheap like plastic or anything like that. I think that they're actually metal, and they're really nice to touch. I mean, when you engage with it, you definitely can feel that feedback. It's an amazing feeling, and it doesn't feel loose or anything at all. You really feel like you're doing something when you actually shift in that car. All right, let's talk about the back seat. First of all, this is really comfy. Second of all, this front seat is like all the way pushed back, and I still have a lot of room back here, honestly. It's not that bad, it's not crowded. I have these vents that are on the side. I don't know if you can see them from where you are, but that's really nice. You know, I get nice airflow back here, definitely. I have this cabin light that is really nice as well, so I can pretend I'm on an airplane. And back here, it looks like you have some Bluetooth options. You have further climate controls. You have some other options, which I have no idea what that is. Doesn't really do anything. Seats, looks like you have heated seats back here. And actually, you can see navigation. So I think this is mostly for people with drivers and they're taking you to different destinations. You can tell them to input stuff, but most likely it's gonna be your spoiled kids or telling you where to go and where the nearest Best Buy is or whatever kids want nowadays. I honestly don't know. Labubu land. Anyway, you do have these AC controls back here, which are really nice. The heated seat buttons that are dedicated as well. I guess you have it on your screen also. And then you have this button as well for your sunroof. But again, as you can tell, it's kind of hot outside, so I do not want that on my face. My favorite thing in the world, I open this up. There are cup holders back here, which are really nice. You have some USB chargers, so then people can stop complaining that their phones are out of battery because they're on it all day. And then you have an armrest, which with some storage back here as well. Not bad. This is really nice, honestly. I don't mind it. And again, these seats are just really comfortable. Super nice back here. I don't think anybody would complain. In fact, I think more people are gonna ask you to start driving it because they like the comfort back here. And that's not a bad thing because driving it is not a chore either. The limitations of this car is really, I don't know. I actually don't. There's really not a lot of cons. In the 911, when you're looking for limitations, it always comes down to space. If you're commuting, or if you have a family of 4, which is that, let's say that the average American family, I'm sure it is hard to get anybody that's probably 4 feet or taller in the back of those seats in the 911. It's just not that logical, and anybody who says otherwise is probably lying. You might not own a 911, but you won't care when you jump into a Panamera. The sporty saloon from Porsche does it again by checking off all the boxes you cared about in the first place. A fast car that puts a smile on your face. It just makes you feel like a child again. It really does. What a great car. And if you're in the LA area, don't forget to check out Turo and rent this exact Porsche Panamera from my friend Tosh. Check that out in the link description below. Have a great drive, everyone.